Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders officially announced on Tuesday that veteran wide receiver Noah Brown has been placed on season-ending injured reserve, bringing an abrupt end to a turbulent season for the 30-year-old receiver. Brown, who turns 30 next month, suffered a rib injury during Sunday's 30-9-20-1 victory over the New York Giants, a game that marked the Commanders' first win after an 8-game losing streak. Brown's season had already been marred by setbacks, as he missed weeks 3 through 13 with an ankle injury, limiting him to just 4 starts, 5 catches for 83 yards, and no touchdowns this year. Throughout his career, Brown has compiled 155 receptions for 2,083 yards and 6 touchdowns over 91 games, including 38 starts, representing stints with the Dallas Cowboys between 2017 and 2018, and again from 2020 to 22, the Houston Texans in 2023, and now Washington. His departure from the active roster leaves a noticeable gap in a receiving corps that has struggled for consistency all season, further underscoring the challenges Washington faces in the upcoming offseason. To address this vacancy, the Commanders promptly signed veteran wideout Chris Moore from the practice squad to the 53-man roster. Moore, 32, brings moderate production with 10 catches for 192 yards and 1 touchdown in 11 games, including 5 starts this season. While Moore's addition provides depth and experience, it is unlikely to fully compensate for Brown's absence, particularly as the Commanders enter the offseason with significant roster evaluation ahead. The team's recent win against the Giants, while uplifting, has not obscured the glaring holes that exist across multiple positions, nor the fact that Washington ended the season with 4 wins and 10 losses. The victory, though a morale booster, also serves as a strategic marker, highlighting both the accomplishments and the shortcomings that will define the team's approach to the 2026 NFL Draft. Despite the disappointing overall record, the Commanders' triumph over the Giants offered a glimpse of potential in the current roster, especially when viewed through the lens of the offseason and draft strategy. Analyst Chad Reuter of NFL.com notes that Washington currently holds the 7th overall pick in the first round, a critical position for a team with significant positional needs. Reuter emphasizes that receiver remains a primary concern, particularly with the impending free agency departure of Deebo Samuel, who is expected to explore the open market in the spring. The Commanders must therefore consider drafting a young pass catcher capable of complementing established talents such as Terry McLaurin, Jalen Lane, and Luke McCaffrey for the 2026 season. While wide receiver stands out as a clear area of focus, Reuter identifies edge rusher as the most pressing need, followed by receiver, cornerback, linebacker, and safety in descending order of priority. Washington's roster situation complicates matters further as the team navigates contract expirations and salary cap considerations. Terry McLaurin, Jalen Lane, and Luke McCaffrey are the only receivers under contract for next season, while Deebo Samuel represents just over $12 million in dead cap if a new deal is not reached, limiting flexibility. Other wideouts, including Treylon Burks, are not yet under contract, leaving open the possibility for off-season negotiations that could reshape the group. The cornerback room is similarly underdeveloped, featuring young players Mike Sainristil and Trey Amos under rookie deals, alongside veteran Marshon Lattimore, who carries an $18.5 million salary cap hit. Linebacker depth exists on paper, but lacks experience, with Bobby Wagner potentially retiring or parting ways with the team, elevating Frankie Luvu as the most experienced option alongside younger players such as Jordan McGee, Ale Cajo, and Kane Medrano. Safety stands out as the deepest unit, with Will Harris, Quan Martin, Jeremy Reeves, Percy Butler, and Tyler Owens all secured under contract, though Reuter's evaluation suggests a need for talent upgrades rather than sheer personnel addition. The Commanders' draft strategy will face additional challenges due to limited capital, as general manager Adam Peters currently holds 6 picks for the 2026 NFL Draft, notably missing selections in the 2nd and 4th rounds. This limitation places an added burden on Peters to maximize the impact of available selections, ensuring that each pick addresses critical roster weaknesses while aligning with long-term franchise Goals: with a team that narrowly missed a Super Bowl appearance last season, the combination of roster gaps, expiring contracts, and limited draft capital presents a complex puzzle for the front office to solve. The necessity to prioritize edge rushers, receivers, and defensive backs in the draft while balancing financial and roster constraints will define the direction of the franchise heading into the new season. 4. The Commanders' coaching staff and players. The focus has shifted from immediate wins to a more strategic evaluation of talent and team composition. While the victory over the Giants offered a morale boost, the broader picture remained sobering, illustrating the franchise's need to rebuild with a mix of veteran leadership and emerging talent. The signing of Chris Moore, while a practical stopgap measure, underscores the team's reliance on experienced players to bridge gaps left by injuries like Noah Brown's, highlighting both the fragility and resilience of a roster in transition. As the offseason approaches, attention will increasingly turn to free agency, contract negotiations, and draft preparations, with the team needing to carefully calibrate its moves to avoid repeating the inconsistencies that plagued the season. Looking toward 2026, the Commanders' draft outlook and roster planning will hinge on several key decisions, including whether to prioritize high-impact rookies in critical positions or to supplement the roster with cost-effective veterans to maintain stability. The receiver position, highlighted by the absence of Brown and the impending departure of Samuel, will likely see significant focus, but equally important are the defensive edge, cornerback, and linebacker positions that remain thin in depth and experience. The front office faces the challenge of assembling a cohesive team capable of competing in a competitive NFC landscape, where every decision in free agency, contract renegotiation, and draft selection could determine whether the franchise takes a step forward or falls further behind its rivals. Ultimately, the Washington Commanders' season-ending developments, including Noah Brown's placement on injured reserve and the corresponding roster adjustments, serve as a microcosm of a team in transition, grappling with injuries, contract uncertainties, and the pressing demands of roster building for the future. While the teams for wins and 10 losses may not reflect immediate success, the offseason presents an opportunity for course correction, strategic acquisitions, and the cultivation of young talent capable of reshaping the franchise's trajectory. As the organization looks ahead to 2026, the interplay of draft strategy, player development, and financial management will be paramount, shaping not only the upcoming season but the long-term competitiveness of a team eager to reclaim prominence in the NFL landscape. The Commanders' ability to navigate these challenges with precision and foresight will determine whether they can convert a season of adversity into a foundation for sustained success. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Rumors have started to swirl in the NFL world that could potentially shake the foundation of one of the league's most respected teams. Sources suggest that the Washington Commanders are currently embroiled in a scandal of monumental proportions involving 3 of their star players, Jayden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, and Deebo Samuel. Allegations have surfaced indicating that these athletes may have placed bets on their own team to lose in a matchup against the Minnesota Vikings, a scenario that has left fans, analysts, and league officials stunned and searching for answers. While nothing has been confirmed, the mere suggestion of such activity has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, raising questions about integrity, ethics, and the culture within one of football's most storied organizations. The intrigue surrounding this situation is not just about gambling itself, but about the potential consequences for the sport's credibility. The NFL has long maintained a zero-tolerance policy toward players wagering on their own contests, and the idea that 3 prominent figures could be involved in such behavior has created a tense atmosphere in locker rooms, media circles, and social media platforms alike. The narrative that has begun to emerge paints a picture of internal strife, with whispers of secretive meetings, suspicious behavior, and unusual betting patterns that allegedly pointed to the possibility that these players were seeking financial gain at the expense of competitive integrity. While some insiders caution that these claims remain unverified, the NFL reportedly has already launched a full-scale investigation, reviewing betting histories, communications, and any interactions that might shed light on what really happened behind closed doors. The timing of this alleged scandal could not be more explosive, as it comes at a moment when the Commanders were hoping to solidify their position as a rising contender with aspiration of making a deep playoff run. The involvement of three such high-profile athletes, each known not only for their on-field talent, but also for their marketability and influence, has only intensified public interest, with fans expressing disbelief, anger, and curiosity in nearly equal measure. The optics of the situation are challenging, as the team must now navigate a delicate balance between supporting their players, cooperating with league authorities, and managing the media frenzy that inevitably accompanies stories of this magnitude. Sources close to the situation have described an atmosphere of palpable tension, with teammates reportedly divided over how to respond to the allegations. Some have allegedly expressed shock, insisting that their colleagues would never engage in behavior that compromises the integrity of the game, while others quietly wonder whether the rumors could contain an element of truth. Given the financial stakes involved in professional sports betting today, the implications of this story extend far beyond a single game or even a single season. Should the allegations prove accurate, the consequences could include suspensions, fines, and long-term reputational damage for all involved, potentially reshaping not just the Commanders' roster, but the way the league approaches player conduct and gambling oversight in the future. Analysts have already begun to weigh in on the matter, speculating about the motives that might drive elite athletes to consider wagering against their own team. Some suggest that mounting pressure to perform, coupled with lucrative betting opportunities, could tempt players to make decisions that would otherwise seem unthinkable. Others point to systemic issues within professional football, where the intersection of vast sums of money, celebrity status, and high-stakes competition can create an environment ripe for ethical lapses. Meanwhile, social media platforms have become a battleground of opinion, with fans dissecting every detail of the rumor, circulating purported evidence, and debating the likelihood that any of these star players would risk their careers in pursuit of a potentially massive payday. Hashtags related to the scandal have surged in popularity, trending across multiple platforms as viewers, listeners, and readers alike attempt to piece together the puzzle. The media coverage has been relentless, with sports networks dedicating hours of analysis to every angle imaginable, from betting regulations to team dynamics, from psychological motivations to potential long-term fallout. Every past performance of Daniels, McLaurin, and Samuel is being scrutinized for signs of intentional underperformance, though many experts caution that the evidence is, at this stage, purely circumstantial. Complicating the narrative further are conflicting reports from unnamed insiders, some of whom claim to have witnessed unusual behavior during practice sessions and meetings, while others dismiss such claims as hearsay or exaggeration. Amid this chaos, the NFL's investigative team is said to be approaching the case with extreme caution, fully aware of the legal, contractual, and public relations ramifications of either confirming or refuting the allegations. Interviews with team personnel, analysis of betting patterns, and a review of communications across digital platforms are reportedly underway. Though the league has made no formal statements regarding the status of the investigation, within the Commanders organization, leadership is facing an unenviable challenge: maintaining team morale, upholding league standards, and managing the narrative in a media landscape that thrives on sensationalism. The uncertainty surrounding the allegations has reportedly led to internal discussions about contingency plans, potential disciplinary measures, and strategies for restoring public confidence should the rumors turn out to be true. Meanwhile, fans are left in a state of suspense, torn between disbelief and concern, watching as the drama unfolds in real time. Betting scandals, even as speculation, have a way of lingering in public consciousness, influencing perceptions of fairness and sportsmanship for years. The potential involvement of Daniels, McLaurin, and Samuel adds an extra layer of intrigue, as each of these players has cultivated a reputation not only for exceptional athletic skill, but also for their high-profile presence both on and off the field. For sports commentators, the story is a goldmine of discussion points, from ethical dilemmas and league governance to the psychology of risk-taking among professional athletes. The combination of star power, alleged misconduct, and the stakes of professional football creates a narrative that is impossible to ignore. Even if the rumors ultimately prove unfounded, the mere existence of such allegations has sparked a broader conversation about transparency, accountability, and the pressures that accompany elite-level competition. Fans continue to debate, dissect, and speculate endlessly. Could three of the league's brightest stars truly be involved in such a scheme? Or is this simply another sensationalized story designed to grab attention in a hyper-competitive Media environment. The story has also prompted discussions among former players, analysts, and sports psychologists who weigh in on the ethical, financial, and psychological dimensions of wagering on one's own team. Some argue that the culture of professional football must adapt to the realities of modern gambling, while others maintain that the sacredness of the game cannot be compromised under any circumstances. Meanwhile, the Commanders' front office is reportedly taking the situation seriously, consulting with legal and public relations experts to assess potential responses and mitigate damage. Speculation has reached fever pitch, with every interview, press conference, and social media posts scrutinized for hints or clues. The ripple effects of these rumors are being felt far beyond Washington, influencing discussions among league executives, media outlets, and sports fans across the country. The story has all the elements of a classic sports drama: star athletes, high stakes, ethical dilemmas, and the ever-present shadow of money and ambition. Whether the allegations are ultimately substantiated or dismissed, the impact on the league, the team, and the players involved is likely to be significant. For now, the narrative remains in flux, a combustible mix of rumor, speculation, and cautious investigation, with every stakeholder aware that the truth, whatever it may be, has the potential to redefine careers, reputations, and perhaps even the broader culture of professional football. The tension is palpable. The stakes are enormous, and the world watches with bated breath as the NFL, the Commanders, and three of their most celebrated players navigate what could become one of the most controversial chapters in recent sports history. Will the allegations prove to be accurate, shaking the league to its core, or will this be remembered as a sensational story that captured the imagination of fans but ultimately amounted to little more than speculation? In the meantime, every throw, every catch, and every decision on the field is being observed through a lens clouded by suspicion, leaving the Commanders, their stars, and the entire football community in a state of tense anticipation, unsure what revelations the investigation may yet bring to light as the rumor mill churns. One thing is certain: the NFL has never faced a situation quite like this, and the coming weeks promise to be a period of unprecedented scrutiny, debate, and drama, the kind that fuels conversations in locker rooms, living rooms, and sports bars alike for months, if not years, to come. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.